as we set up 125, heat number 2, we'll take a look at the THQ starting grid. The number that jumps out at you, number one in the West, James Stewart. He's joined by Andrew Short, Billy Laninovich, Eric Sorby, Chris Gosler's in there, as is Tiger Lacey, and the rest of the crew. This should be a great race. The 30 board is sideways, and we are set to go. And it's James Stewart getting the whole shot. James Bubba Stewart out in front, and you know he means business. He is cracking out the serious gear. Check him out. The kid has been flashing fuchsia all year long, but this year he goes with digital camouflage, maybe to send a message to his fellow men, but he's certainly sending a message to the troops on the back of his short that says, "Thanks, troops." This kid is a class act. This kid drips cool, David.
He is cool. He is dressed for battle, no question about that. This is where he is unbelievable. The wheels don't drop more than a few inches down to those 2.5-foot deep whoops. But he just flirts with the very top of that berm right there. It would only take just a little wash out of his front tire and he'd be down. He pushes it all the way to the limit. Laninovich made a mistake in the whoop section. Eric Sorby of France was able to get by, but this battle for second is already about 50 yards behind Stewart, who's gone.
Stewart 2 seconds faster than any other 125 racer today in practice, and he is showing it right now. This kid is absolutely the picture of checking out. Watch him, as David said, as he goes through the whoop section. He's like Fred Astaire just dancing across the top of that dirt. He is phenomenal. There's not enough superlatives. This kid is unbelievable.
The way he just jumps up into the berm like that, that was actually a mistake. He turns it into something cool, pulls another tear off to clear his vision. First time ever that I can recall he's run the number 1 plate, and so far so good, Todd.
Number 1 W signifying his victory in the 125 West Series. James Bubba Stewart out of Florida, absolutely dominating everything he's done this year.
The best lap in Heat 1 was by Sellers, a 57.1. That's part way into the race when he started getting used to the track and the little changes they make when they prep it for these heat races. Stewart's first lap, a 54.9. This show is pretty much going to be James Stewart all the way.
Andrew Short currently running in 5th. He is wearing the visor cam, 20 years of age, a third-year pro out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Coming up on 4th place, representing MotorWorldRacing.com, Suzuki and Axo, is Andrew Short. Another kid who's got a bright future in this business.
He's chasing Josh Hansen right now up there, the Yamaha Troy rider. Josh running 4th. You can see 3rd just up ahead of him, Laninovich, and then 2nd up to Sorby. You do not see James Stewart in the picture because he isn't in the picture. He's going the other way, and
I'll tell you what, the Grand Poobah stats, David Stanfield just told me he runs a 54.916. That's faster than any 250 rider in practice.
While we're elaborating on how amazing Stewart's lap times are, as he's jumping something completely different down the front straightaway. We'll get a camera on that the next time around. Andrew Short, with our helmet camera, picks up another spot and closes in on Laninovich. And you can see in that shot, Stewart was already going down the next straightaway, around the next corner. The kid is unbelievable.
Andrew Short on board, getting a little contact right there. And that is a great view all year long as he tries to hold off number 93. That's Hansen coming into the picture. This is the 125 heat number 2. 20 riders going 6 laps. The top 9 will go automatically to the main event. The other 11 will have to go through an LCQ. So it's Stewart, Sorby, and then Laninovich now running in 3rd. Those are your top 3, but as David pointed out, we've got a rider down again. And it looks like Billy Laninovich, number 132 on the KTM.
Yeah, he's been riding tight today. Mistaken. And now you get a chance to see how deep the whoops are. Look at this. A quadruple jump that Stewart's doing. None of the 250s were able to do that in practice this afternoon. Those guys are probably just looking at this kid going, not again. How does he get so much out of that 125? And the question is, raw talent and hard work.
James Bubba Stewart has been nothing short of miraculous this season. He had one falter early on in the season, gave Travis Preston a little hope, the man who wore the number 1 West plate last year, but James came in here with a mission, and he has just dominated. As you look back at Billy Laninovich.
Yeah, he was
132 right there on the right side of your screen.
He was having trouble with that whoop section all this afternoon in practice. He'd get in there about the first 5 or 6 of them and have no trouble, and then the front end would start to drop, and it dropped there. Now take a look at what Stewart's about ready to do. He had tripled that entire thing, but he sets himself up, and he comes into this section right here with everything that bike's got in quadruples. Oh, the downside of that is straight off. There's a lip at the top. You cannot come up short on that without serious problems. If he did, they might as well just park the ambulance right there because he's going to need it. And the nerve this kid has and the confidence he has to be able to go out and do things like that without having somebody else on a 250 do it first to kind of get an idea of the speed it takes. He is the innovator. He is the one pushing the envelope, and man, he is fun to watch.
Well, what's amazing is the man currently running in second, number 917, Eric Sorby, a great rider. He has been practicing with James Stewart. He says sometimes it's scary because we are doing some pretty big stuff. I think that's in broken English because he's in France, but James Stewart just lighting up the sky here, picking up the victory in heat number 2. No big surprise there. I don't think you can get odds on him on the strip because the kid is absolutely phenomenal. Just going out there, he said at the press conference yesterday, it's all about putting on a show for the fans, and that's exactly what he did.
That's what he just did. He dropped that lap time from a 54.9 down to a 54.7. As we take a look at Shane Best getting through the whoop section one more time, he's going to be the final qualifier, so he's in the main event tonight. Not the best starting position, but following his best performance in a Supercross at Salt Lake last week, he's in the main for the East-West Shootout for the first time.
When we return to Las Vegas, Nevada, more of Heat 2 in the 125 class, plus Suzuki's on track. Stay with us. Welcome back to Las Vegas. The night light on the strip is heating up, and it certainly is here at Sam Boyd Stadium as we take a look at our Suzuki Heat 2 official results. James Stewart just dominating, followed by Sorby, Andrew Short, Josh Hansen, and Kevin Johnson, your top 5. Let's send it down to Cameron.
Well, James Stewart, another impressive win. James, we already knew you could whoop up on the West Coast. You've been doing it all season long. I want to ask you about the East Coast. You see anybody coming up to bang bars with you there?
You know, all those 20 guys, when they line up on the gate in the main event, those are guys I race against every week. And, you know, the East Coast guys are really fast, but I think we had the fastest coach this year. You know, we're going to try to prove tonight another good start like I did in that heat race and out front.
We see you doing a section out there that nobody else is doing, but I want to ask you about the weather. The wind seems to be swirling out there. How are the conditions in the track?
You know, Cameron, the wind's pretty bad out there. You know, here in Vegas, it's the first time I've ever been here when it was windy. So that's the World Mini, but, you know, those guys are doing a great job. Dirtworks and everybody in Clear Channel, they're doing a great job. And my team, Chevy Trucks Kawasaki, is making it fast out there, and the wind's not really bothering me. So,
thanks, James. We'll see you in the main.
Thanks, Cameron.